Hi everybody. Today I'll be talking about a Gun-Psyker build, which is a very interesting build that has no keystones whatsoever. Well, I know it looks all over the place at first glance, but bear with me. It is a very interesting build and can be very powerful. Okay, let's talk about the guns first and the weapons. I had to go with this particular build, the Mark IV Maccabean dueling sword, for some reason that I'll show you why. Here we go. It's the heavy attack that is just like very important with this weapon. It's insane the amount of damage you can deal with them and literally just deal with the crusher and the mauler holds with ease. It's insane. I wish we had those weapons for the other classes too. I would have definitely picked that up for my zealot. It's just insane, like the capabilities of this weapon. Alright. And for the blessings, I've got the Uncanny Strike and the Shred. Actually, the fourth tier of Shred would have been better, but I couldn't get it yet. But as for the perks, I got the critical hit chance. So it's all about the critical hit chances that my builds are. Because the more critical hit you do, the more damage you... oh, sorry, not the damage actually. It's about the toughness damage replenishment. Sorry, the toughness replenishment, let's say, as it's mentioned in this note here, metal. Okay. And as for the range weapon, as you can imagine, I had the Columnus Mark V, the one of the most powerful weapons in this game for a while. I've tried this one too. I really try. I tried to like it, but it's just not really worth it, really. It's firing rather slowly and doesn't really dealing much damage as compared to Columnus Mark V. As for the Curios, they're kind of like your personal preferences, as you can imagine. So I've gone with the +1 root and that maximum damage, maximum health. So it's up to you, really. And as for the perks, I've got the combat ability regeneration, stacked all of them, and damage resistance. The rest is optional, it's up to you. Okay, let's talk about the talent tree. Well, it's really messed up looking because we don't even have any keystones. But yeah, as you can see here, like there's a pattern that you can see. The wildfire and the perilous combustion is a very interesting duo that can be picked up and used in the battle, and it is very deadly actually, because in the Auric Damnation these specials spawn with hordes like next to each other. So when we kill those specials, these wildfires stack and also spread nearby the special enemies or the common enemies as well. So as you can see, it deals remarkable damage to those special enemies too, which would kill them easily and quickly, as you can imagine. Well, yeah, basically, I had to pick those, like pick the nodes that doesn't require me to like have the perils to be quelled. For instance, this, but I had to go this way to have this one, so I couldn't help but pick one of those two. So the the best between the worst, so to speak, had to be this one. After all, the enemies I kill with these two, wildfire and the previous combustion, I believe should count as the warp attack kill. Hopefully. And I got this little 15% toughness note here. And this one is pretty important as well, as you can imagine. We have to spam this ability here, the Sky's Gaze. And then, again, the critical hit chance per hour here. Very important for the Gun-Psykers. This particular node is just insane. It's absolutely helpful in the battle, especially if you're like really into melee fighting, like close combat. You just like keep dodging left and right with the hordes, which I do all the time. It's very interesting and helps you greatly. And same goes for this too. It's insane. Like you could just literally rush towards the gunners, the reapers, all of those scab gunners, without even worrying about it, as you'll be dealing critical damage very often. You'll be immune to those range attacks, as you can see. It really is powerful. And I've got the small note here again for the toughness damage reduction. Okay, so for a while, I've actually gone with the reality anchor for to have like more time duration in the Skyr's gaze. As you know, the peril increases gradually when you're in the Skyr's gaze moment. But I realized at the end of the day, it finishes anyways. It doesn't really make much like differences when you think about it. So I just gone with the precognition to have additional damage for the finesse. It's something, and well, I've got this too, but not all people prefer having this one. To me, I think when you like go like, enter into Scariest Gaze, it's kind of like a safe place to be sometimes because it helps you to like have your toughness reduced and could be life-saving too in those like troublesome situations. I would believe so, and I go with this one. All right, the Warp Rider is very important one too, as you can imagine. As the perils like keep increasing gradually by time, this will really assist with that greatly. Again, another toughness here. Well, this one's very interesting too. One, and the most basic info I could give about this node is that when you pick up a downed teammate, you could just not take your stamina reduced by those, because instead of your stamina being reduced, your peril could just increase instead of your stamina being depleted. So it could be strategically used and a very interesting thing to have, in my opinion. Also, I've gone with the critical hit one again here. Also a great one. And lastly, another 15% toughness. Well, that's basically it. I know it looks a bit messy. I'm aware of that. And I showed this to a friend and they said it's awful. Awful looking talent tree, but I mean it really is something, and if it works, it works. Yeah, I want to demonstrate something else. The Soul Blaze thing I was talking about. Let's kill some flamers next to each other. So as you can see, there's a fire spread among them. It's hard to see actually. Let me spawn someone else. Yeah, I guess I could do gunners. Right. So as you can see, the fire is spreading among them, and look at the damage they're receiving. It really is something. Oops, reload time. Okay, let me spawn a lot of them. Alright. About 60 per second. But it is something, really. Okay, how about... Oh, I forgot the boss fights. Well, the main reason I have the damage unyielding enemy for the damage unyielding enemies is that I mainly use my gun, especially for the bosses too. So that unyielding enemies perk itself will incredibly help you. And I just realized something. I forgot to talk about the blessings of the columnus. As you know, the one of the important ones, the Dum Dum, Dum Dum, and also the Death Spitter. I mean, you could get something else besides Death Spitter too. Let me see. I forgot the name of it. I believe it was yes, Death Spitter as well. Oh no, it's Fire Frenzy. But yeah, it really is powerful. even without the blessings, really. It's insane. And I'm feeling a debuff coming very soon for the Columnus Mark 5. It's only natural. And let's see the critical hit chance here. So the as you can see from the 5% perk here, the critical hit chance perk, and sorry, and combined with this note here, critical hit chance, and combining with the base ratio of the gun's hit chance, critical hit chance, it's 21. And when we're like in the Skyre's gaze, we'll have 41% critical hit chance. That's just insane, literally insane. And let me demonstrate it to you in the battle. All right. Which ones though? Okay. I guess we could just first demonstrate the Plague Orgrin. Naturally, I'm just like mainly trying to focus on the weak spot, which would deal additional damage. And occasionally trying to dodge and failing it. Can't help. As you can see, they die really quickly with these combinations. I like the unyielding really, because the bosses can be very lethal sometimes, like end the game just out of the blue when you're cornered, especially with the Beast of Nurgle or Chaos Spawn. They can be very challenging, really. Okay, let's talk about the Skyre's Gaze in the battle. Not that actually. Or we could have thousands of muties. Ooh. They are dying quickly, alright. Oh, I forgot to mention something. The main reason I love this dueling sword is that I can get to do this. It's insane and extremely useful. I'll show you one more thing about the special attack of dueling swords. I can just easily deal with the ragers with the special attacks. But of course, when there are like two of them, it's like practically impossible. It's just like overwhelming. They are something really, but I have my dear Columnus Mark 5 for that. So, yeah. Too bad, ragers. And as you can see, the dodge duration, sorry, the dodge distance perk, it's also very helpful too, to not to get overwhelmed. As you can see, it's dealing a lot of great damage. So this build is just, as you can see, as you've observed, it's literally all-purpose. You can literally deal with any single enemy you can imagine. The bosses, check. The carapace armored enemies, check. Flak armored, like muties. Crowd control, check. And actually, let's test the crowd as well. Okay, which one was the... I guess, yeah, these could be great crowd examples. Let's see. Okay, when I'm fighting with the horde, I sometimes tend to just push and counterattack. Just to, you know, push them back from me and create a breathing movement for me as well. Because it could be overwhelming sometimes. As you can see, I couldn't even like dodge left and right here. You could get overwhelmed very easily, especially when you're like Psyker. So in that case, we're just like basically trying to do our best to not to get hit. As you know, even taking a small hit from the common enemy, they can still deal a lot of damage, which is sadly annoying for the veterans and the Psyker classes. They're a bit squishy in that regard. But hey, it is extremely satisfying to kill all those enemies with them. Yeah. But about the weapon though, you could choose something else as well. I've had this weapon too. But I just, you know, couldn't give it a try in the battle, as I'm just like really a fan of the special attack of the Mark IV dueling sword. They're incredibly strong and insane, like the capabilities of it. Let's see. I forgot, like, was it stumbling the Carapace armored ones? Let's check that too. No, 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 not that. Just a sec. There we go. No, apparently not, but that's only logical. The weak spot, I believe. No, 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 it doesn't work on them. But hey, who cares about it? Who cares about it? As long as we're able to poke their heads. Insane. Let me see if I'm gonna survive this. And then I'll gladly end the video, but hey. Yeah, you get the picture though, it's just insane. Super fun. Absolutely satisfying. I could do it all day. I could do it all day. Let me deal with the... Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. I want to see the Berserker. Where was it? I want to do it on the Maulers as well. Where are they? Oh, Executor. Okay. Yeah, these guys are extremely satisfying too. Squishy. Uh-oh. Yeah, you just get the picture. It's just insane. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'm really enjoying this build, as I know the melee is just satisfying to use, and you could just switch back to a range gun when you're surrounded. And not only that, you get to critical hits, like left to right, constantly. It's insane. And also, one last thing. I want to show you how you could approach the gunners when you're like a lot of them just apparent. But I want to see where they are. Cultists, gunner. There we go. Okay, so there are a lot of them, as you can see here. Maybe that's just like an absurd amount, but yeah, that was just an absurd amount. Let's see, yeah. So I can just like, I'm rushing towards them at the moment. No damage taken. Oh, ran out of ammo. They're stumbling though. I guess I could try the Reapers instead. Okay, Reapers, where are you? Okay. So, as you can see, I'm like going back, but because I'm immune to the range attacks due to the critical hits, I won't be able to take hits. See? They won't be able to hit me or like deal any damage to me, let's say. And also pay attention to how easily die these big guys are. Like, not easy to deal with all the time, by the way. Its critical hit chance is great, really. Yeah, I guess that's just basically it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope you truly enjoy this messy looking talent tree and the build itself. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.